Here's a question for you. What would happen if I have Summon Bahamut that also has 2 lore counters on it, and I choose to mutate onto that enchantment creature Saga? Does it still gain lore counters? Is it sacrificed as soon as it reaches its final chapter ability? How does this all work? If you had a Saga enchantment creature and chose to mutate over the top, then it's no longer a Saga. Since it's no longer a Saga, it will no longer get lore counters as your pre-combat main phase begins, but it still has all its chapter abilities. Let's say I gain another lore counter by proliferating. Would I get that next chapter's effect? Chapter abilities are RN effect, which means when one or more lore counters are put onto this Saga, if the number of lore counters on it was less than N and became at least N, you gain this effect. If you had a Saga enchantment creature that is also mutated over the top with 1 lore counter, you proliferate that lore counter to 2, you would still receive that chapter's effect. What happens if I were to proliferate the mutated Saga creature to its final chapter though? You are referencing CR 714.4. If the number of lore counters on a Saga permanent is greater than or equal to its final chapter number, that Saga's controller sacrifices it. This state-based action doesn't use the stack. Since you mutated over the top of the Saga enchantment creature, the mutated Saga isn't a Saga permanent anymore, just a mutated creature with chapter abilities, which means you will not have to sacrifice the Saga when it reaches its final chapter, and of course you would also trigger that final chapter ability.